Hi again, it's Jane, and today's walk we're going to do another canal. This one is extremely pretty. I particularly like this one because there's lots of dragonflies, butterflies. It's really pretty. We're going to be walking from Appley Bridge Canal all the way through to Parbold. It's a beautiful route, and I do hope you'll come along and join me. Okay, so let's start the walk now. As I say, I'm beginning from the Appley Bridge end and going through to Parbold. And yeah, let's go see what we can see. Yeah, and we're off. Yeah, so this is a lovely flat route. There's a lot of canal boats that go up and down this particular canal, so we should see some nice ones. Very peaceful, a lot of friendly people, and a lot of wildlife to see. Um, and I don't know if you're fans of dragonflies like me. I don't know what it is about these beautiful creatures. I just find them absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I've been blessed with another good day, really. It did say there were going to be showers today, but so far it's just been a bit of cloud. It's been absolutely gorgeous. Much nicer to see dragonflies with the glint of the sun on the wings, isn't it? A lot of fishermen use this as well, this canal for fishing, so it must be very good. It's really nice just seeing them sat there enjoying themselves. Um, yeah, enjoying it. I think you know how women are much more open to meditation. The classes I've been to, it's mostly been women there. But I think because my husband's a fisherman as well, he enjoys a bit of fishing, and I often ask him about it. And I think it's men's way of meditating or just having those quiet moments. And I think it's a fabulous thing to do, really, to just sit by this because they must see a lot more wildlife than we do as we're walking. Because I remember, was it Bill Oddie of the Goodies? He did, yeah, he did I think it was a show on a documentary series on wildlife, and yeah, he always said that you've got to be so patient with wildlife. You've just got to sit, and wait and be patient. And he's absolutely right. That's often the case when things do appear, is when you are being quiet and just sat there. So I reckon fishermen do see a lot. My husband said he does. He sees lots of dragonflies. But I like to think that that's men's way of meditating, are just having something good for their mind and soul, definitely. I think my husband says it's the only time. Well, it's not the only time, but he really, really relaxes when he's fishing. He can sit there for absolutely hours, and I think that's what it is. We're meditating because when you get to that point where you are completely relaxed and the mind is suddenly just focusing on the beauty again, as I talked about a lot when we're walking. That's when just time passes so quickly. Um, so yeah, if there's any lovely gentlemen out there who fish, I'd love to hear if what you really enjoy from it. Do you find it like a form of meditation? Yes, it'd be nice to know, because I often worry about um, the men really in life, because as women, obviously, from being little, we're a bit more open to expressing our feelings, especially with our friends and things. And I think men are not encouraged to do that, are they? I think things are changing, are finally changing now. But I do know that many men do struggle with mental health, and it's all bottled up. Um, and it's nice to think, when I look at the fishermen, I mean, they're probably just enjoying the fishing as a sport. I don't know, but I love to think that there's many like my husband who enjoy that meditation aspect.
Just do a little detour.
I can't help it. It's like you see a little path, and it winds round to a corner, and you think, oh my goodness, what could be round there? I mean, sometimes it's disappointing, but most of the time you tend to see something absolutely lovely. We'll walk around this corner just in case there's something amazing. Do you know, actually, speaking of that, I know obviously part of my walks, as you know, is for mental health, keeping my mind safe. And hopefully, if you're enjoying these videos too, I hope it's keeping your mind good as well, especially if you can't get out and walk yourself. Um, but yeah, turning the corner and what might be round it, that's always been my metaphor, to be honest, to just keep myself going when I've been in a real low. Um, because it's true, you just never know what's around the corner in your life. You just never know how things can change in an instant. And it's hard, because when you're in it at the time, you can't see it. You cannot see it. And you think nothing is ever going to change. But it does. It does. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I think I might have done, but I'll mention it again, because it is a lovely little piece to keep in mind if you're struggling. A friend of mine once said, when I was going through a very difficult time, she said, Jane, everything ends. And I've always remembered that. And it's true, everything does end. And I'm not delusional. Sometimes it can go on, whatever you're going through, suffering, it can go on for a long time. When I was ill, really struggling, oh God, it was at least the first year was so bad. And then, I mean, we're probably talking 2, 3 years of getting myself better. It was a long, slow road, but it does change. And there's been some things that, sorry guys, this is uphill a bit. There were things that changed so much in my life that I never saw coming, amazing things. So you have to keep that in your mind. What might be round the corner, yeah? And everything ends, because it does. Right, just out of sheer curiosity, I'm going to go to the end of this path, and then I'm going to turn back to the canal. Oh, this is very pretty. I like the cobbles. Oh, there's a lot of blackberries here. Should have brought a little tub, shouldn't I? I love that. Picking some blackberries, raspberries, taking them home. Isn't it nice? Picking your own and having a little free fruit meal. Lovely. Oh, that's a beautiful butterfly. Well, okay. Well, that is a beautiful path, isn't it? Yeah, it can be very hard to deal with, but if you can have little things in your mind, maybe write them down on a piece of paper, put it on the mirror, put it in your purse or wherever it is that you might look every day, and whether you write everything ends or you never know what's around the next corner. It's just like that little lifeline, isn't it? To just keep going, just keep treading life, because the one constant thing that does happen in the world and the universe is that everything does change. Sometimes, amazing things can happen. So just hold on in there. And if you want to make your own little motto, if you've got something similar, oh God, I'd love to hear if you have, guys, if you've had a little motto that's got you through. I'd love to hear if it is, if you write something down, or if you've got something memorized in your head that's kept you going. Words are very powerful, aren't they? So I'm halfway into the trip, more than halfway into the trip actually, and I've made the awful error of leaving my flask and my snacks in a separate bag. I normally put them in my rucksack, normally pack really carefully for this, and I love my coffee, so it is what it is. Sadly, there's going to be no coffee break today for me. Never mind, I've got some water, and if I dig deep in that bag, I'm sure I'll find something. Never mind, it is what it is. Cafes will be shut when I get to Parbold, so no coffee till I get home. Never mind. Oh, lovely little coffee bench, but no coffee. I dug deep in the bag, and sadly there was nothing at all except an empty wrapper just to rub salt into the wounds. Yeah, so motto is just make sure you check your bag for your flask and your little snacks. Never mind. Yeah, it is what it is. To Parbold, the path narrows and we will see quite a lot of canal boats. Very pretty. Quite a sweet place to live, I would imagine. I suppose like anywhere, it's got its pros and cons. But it must be a lovely life, especially if you love countryside, nature, wildlife. And like I say, there's whoever lives on the other side, what a lovely place to live, packed onto a very pretty canal. Oh, I love the name of that boat, Away with the Fairies. I'd like to think that's us on our walking. It's certainly where I like to go in my head. Definitely Away with the Fairies, yes. So we'll go to the top, we'll have a little look at the windmill, and then we're going to head back. Heading back, I've got the sun behind me now, which is lovely. Yeah, so just rewinding back to our conversation about exercise, and when I said, you know, wherever you walk, if it's somewhere like this, you've got to walk back unless somebody's going to come and pick you up on a bike or something. I've looked at my watch, so I've gone over 3 miles. I've burned off about 400 calories, which is amazing. I'm not sure about the steps yet. I'm going to clock them right at just seen a fish jumping out of the water. I think we might have just captured that, which is lovely. It looked like a big fish too. I might just have a minute again on this bench and have a look. But yeah, but yeah, you know, this is, you can clock up quite a lot of calories, and you know, if you're not physically well enough to do any hill hiking or anything, I mean, this is lovely. It's amazing what, you know, you can burn off. And I mean, I suppose you have to be careful as well. It's all right me saying, you know, when you walk this way, obviously you've got to walk the same distance back. I mean, you have to make sure you pack for it and you've not walked too far, because you can get carried away, and you've got to remember that you've got to do the same distance back. So whilst it's good if you're physically fit and you've got all your things in your rucksack, if you've not, obviously you don't want to be stranded and you're too tired, and you know, you're like me, got no coffee. Yeah, nice to have a minute on this little, well, we'll call it the dragonfly bench, seeing as we're seeing lots of dragonflies here. Yeah, so I'm going to head back now. I hope you've been enjoying the journey with me. It's been lovely capturing the dragonflies, and pretty things to see, definitely. Yeah, let's head on back. Well, that's the end of the walk for today. It's been a lovely walk as well. It's been peaceful, tranquil, the highlight has definitely been seeing those dragonflies. I hope you've enjoyed seeing them as much as I have. And yes, if I hadn't have forgot my flask, it'd have been perfect. But it is what it is. I won't forget it next time. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you on the next walk.